What's up, Union Arena players? This is Kyle D, better known as Universities, and today we have a market watch for you guys. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it.
So guys, if you want to help support the channel with no extra cost, please use the affiliate link down below. It costs you nothing to support the channel, and it's just a great way of doing it while you're checking out cards that you are always ready going to be paying for. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So let's talk about none other than Roy Mustang. So if you guys don't know Roy at all, which is kind of funny, this is the new big blue deck of the format. Roy introduced a new way of kind of control, which again, this is more mid-range tempo anyway, but with Roy Mustang in itself, this deck has done a lot of work. So just something to think about here. RZA is sitting at $8.50, holding strong in this price range, which again, I'm not surprised. Both Roy and RZA being one of the best cards for the Mustang deck, no surprise. The decks play extremely well and you want to be playing them, so it makes a lot of sense. Now, you do have Alphonse Elric. Was sitting at like $8 a pop. Deck has fallen off of that hype train. Reasons for this is just plain and simple. The Alphonse Elric deck, the Brothers deck is solid, but I think it just needs some sort of fine tuning. Players understand how to build the deck, but I just don't know where they're going to go with it. This is one of the more vital pieces, but at the end of the day, Mustang became like one of the tier 1 decks of our format, so it kind of just sidelined Alphonse and stuff. Edward Elric is at $8, holding strong and going down, guys. No surprise there. It was holding strong at 10s, but like most of this game, not a lot of yellow decks actually shine the brightest. I think Bambi and Saitama have been only really the big yellow decks of our game, and it's going to hold that long-term wise. I just don't see us where we want to be. Ichigo, Kurosaki, definitely was on the lower end. We definitely saw some moves though. This is up to $10 a pop. No surprise there. Purple Bleach is one of the strongest versions. And right now, because we don't have Rukia, the Rukia version, people will say, is not that good. You're missing raid targets. Well, that's fine. Just slam down the Rukia and don't care. But again, it's up to player preference. And we do have none other than, you know, Squad Zero being Squad Zero. So this deck becomes a lot more scarier when you have the Squad Zero access. Kenpachi Zaraki, remember this thing being like $9? Now we're down to $1.50 to $2. Now again, Kento Namami is $2.16 to $2.50. Not surprised. Sukuna has fallen off pretty hard, to be honest with you, and I don't know long-term wise if that's going to stick. Totos, if you have them, $5 a piece is not bad. Going up to 7s. Again, if you have this, move it, to be straight. Now, Sukunas are $1.50 going down. Okay. Now, we do have Yuji Itadori's at $7.26. To be honest with you, just decide to move these if you don't have any plans to play Blue JJK for a while. Now, you do have Asta's holding strong at $10 to $12 range. No surprise there. Asta is one of the better cards that you want to have in your arsenal. And what do I mean by that? Just in generalization, the Asta does a lot. Asta basically has this aggression. It's one of the better red decks at the moment in our format, until, you know, we get the support in our good friend Red Code. But I'm just taking a look. Now we now have Toshiro. We're at $2.09 going down. Again, green has fallen off a little bit here. Then we do have Maki Zenin. Thing was up to 9s when the new wave came in, but she has fallen down a little bit. She's now under $7, which is good to see. I mean, $3 dip is pretty solid. Now we do have Rukia Kuchiki. She's $1.39 going down. Then we do have Ichigo Kurosaki at $2.85. Blue Bleach, I don't think it's the time for Blue Bleach yet. I think the new wave of support that it gets in that binder collection is going to change up this deck, and I wouldn't be surprised if Blue Bleach does a lot more crazy shenanigans. So just be ready for that, especially the same thing with the Kenny deck. Just be ready for that bump up, because I think with the binder collection, it's just going to change the format. Now, you do have Megamine. I think this is our big sleeper deck. It's at $2.50, which is a little bit better, but I think if players really commit to Megamine and understand Megamine, this is just really solid. Now, again, we have Notch. Notch is for Black Clover, $2.12 going down. Now, we do have Asta holding strong at $2.70. This thing was an $8 card. Okay, we're at like $4 a piece. Now, Ichigo Kurosaki, $7.99 to $8. If you guys have this is a good time to flip it. Gawain, $20. To be honest with you, if you're sitting on black, purple code Geass, it's really up to you if you really want to be on it or not. To be honest with you, it's a hit or miss situation, right? I think the ideology is the deck is still good, but I think it's moved down to tier 2 and not the tier 1 deck that it was. And I don't think the next boost is going to give it enough to make that tier 1 jump. Now, again, we do have Asta purple. We're $1.05. Not terrible. Now, we do have none other than Yami at under $1. The purple Black Clover deck is kind of cool. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary, but again, it's good to just take a look at where cards are kind of falling. Marilona Vermilion, $2.80, going to like $4, still holding strong there. This thing was a $5 card, but kind of cool to see her come down a little bit. Now, we do have Gurren Mark II at $5.25, starting to move up. People are re-picking up code Geass because they're ready for Volume 2. I don't know if that's going to be the end-all be-all. Taking a look here, we do have Renji, $2.21. I'm holding on to a big collection of the blue stuff just in case the binder collection really makes this deck shine. Taking a look here, we do have Shion. Shion for the goddesses have gone up to like $9 a piece. Wow. If you guys are sitting on this, it's probably a good time to move her. Now, you have Kirito at $5 a pop going down. Okay. I mean, oh, I forgot goddesses on the yellow statement. Whoopsies. But Kirito holding strong at 5s. Again, once we get closer to December, just be ready for this card to be a little more pricier. Then we do have Asuna, $9.56 for blue. Now, let's see. Kirito Raid is holding strong at... Is this the starter deck? Ioto Bito. This is the starter deck one, right? No, this is Kirito. Is this main set? Let me double check. Because I don't want to be wrong here. One of them is in the starter deck, one of them is not. Wow. Just to see that the blue Kirito deck has gone down this much, it's kind of crazy to me. Wow. Wasn't expecting that, but hey. I mean, yeah, starter deck has the double attacker. This is just the swapper. Wow, $2.50. I remember this card being stupid expensive. And I know a lot of players remember this card being stupid expensive. Yeah, it was almost like a $10 card. Coming down to $2.55, great. Now, Ghetto, nobody wants this card. I'm sorry, this is just bulk. Until we get like Volume 3. Mimosa is at $5.40. Yeah, back in June, she was like a $13 card, but she's now like a $6 card. Now we do have Dante's at under $1. Terrible Tornadoes holding strong at $2, climbing up a little bit. Now we have Genos at $8.61, climbing up to 10s. Again, the deck is pretty decent, so just something not to really sleep on. Muzan's at $2.86. This is just a sleeping in the wing kind of deck. Make sure you get your copies. I would hate for you guys to pay over money for it. Now, Inosuke's are at 46 cents to like a $4 range. Okay. Now we do have C2 or CC, $3.27 to $3.80. Now let's see what other cards we kind of have in store. Rukia Kuchiki, I think she's extremely undervalued, but if we ever get the zero cost Rukia, I expect her to explode. So just hold on to your copies for now. Kings are $5 a piece. Wow, this card is still expensive. Crazy. Now you have Hellish Blizzard holding up to 15, 16s. If you have this, flip this. If people are willing to pay this price, go for it. Don't waste your time and not make some money. I don't understand why the Hellish Blizzard went up. Lust Alt Super Rare 1-star, $18. Mei Chung Rare 1-star, $6.50. Ling Yao is at basically $11, climbing. Again, Fullmetal Alchemist has a lot of hype behind it, right? A lot of players enjoy this set. Roy Mustang Rare 1-star, $19s to $20 range, climbing. No surprise there. Roy is just going to be one of those expensive decks just because it is the tier 1 deck for alt. Rinri Rock Bell Rare 1-star, climbing at 18s, 19s. Wow. Waifu tax on her. Lan Fa is basically $1.50 to $8. Now let's see. We do have Mares Hughes is at 18s and climbing, almost up to $22 and climbing. Wow. Roy Mustang uncommon 1-star, $9.60, going down. Then we have Alex Armstrong at $7.80. Wow, $10 card. Just expensive blue cards for this. But again, Roy is just that popular. Roy Mustang Rare 1-star from the starter deck for its alt, $6.50. Then we have C2 Common 1-star, $12.30. Remember this thing being stupid expensive? Like $25 a piece to almost spending $100 to get a full playset. Now we have Toto at $12.45. This thing reached $15, but it's good to see it finally come down a bit. Now we do have Sukuna Event Pack Top 4 finish at $12.50. Kind of good to see it. I mean, the deck isn't really being super competitive right now. Now we do have Lancelot Rare 1-star, code Geass, $22 in climbing. No surprise there. Expect us to keep climbing and on buyout. Renji, definitely low value. Again, it was something you should have flipped back in December and stuff like that, but being a year out, back to being 6s, no surprise there. And even though we had a second place Renji top, I just don't like that version. I think it's one of the weaker versions, but congrats on them topping with it. Kento Namami Super Rare 1-star, $6.70. Going down, this thing used to be like an $8 card. Now we do have none other than Sukuna's Fingers at $15.35 going down. Yeah, $16 card. Now let's take a look here. We do have Ginyu Rare 1-star shooting up, guys. This thing has moved up to being on buyout. Someone is picking all the yellow Hashi cards, alts. Yororichi uncommon 1-star, $11. No surprise. And then we do have Orihime holding strong at the 23s. I remember her being like 30s. But yeah, good to see her come down a little bit. She was a little pricey. But all in all, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.